What's up, class? Now we're going to actually learn how to model a tube cantilever in Fusion and kind of have it like be our very simple model of a skyscraper and actually simulate it and analyze the stress, strain, and how it behaves. Okay, so before we get too deep into that, this is Fusion. It's one of my favorite softwares we learn in Mesa. It's free to download online as a student, so you can even do that from home during this time away from school. Okay, you just got to use your student password, and we'll have a video going over how to do that. But it's awesome because it's cloud-based, so it means you can share and link it with other people's emails, and as you update it, it updates in theirs too. So we used to use Inventor, but in my opinion, not only is it a smaller and faster software, but it's just as powerful in most ways and allows you to work as a team, which is awesome. Okay, so click this. This is where all your things are saved in the cloud. We're going to start a new project, and we're going to call it Fusion 360 Simulation. Okay, so you can just click New Project and then type in Fusion 360 Simulation. Okay, double click it to open it. So this is our new folder. Okay, and then now that we create, when we save this, I'm going to save it now. I'm going to save it in, not modeling, that's my old one, but in Fusion 360. So then every time we save it as we go along, it's going to be saved in this folder, which is dope. Okay, hopefully there it is. Awesome. I didn't name it though. That's embarrassing. Okay, so let's go File, Save As. Let's actually name it, and we're going to say, okay. There we go. Bam. Okay, don't worry about him. Okay, so Fusion, everything has to start as a sketch, and all the sketches need to start on planes. So to start with, we have, if you look at our planes, we have the XY plane, okay, we have the XZ plane, and then we have the YZ plane. Okay, so you draw a cross section on that, and then you create the 3D object from that. And we're going to do some simple ones for this module, okay? And as you mess around with it on your own, you get as complicated as you want, but I'm just kind of showing you the basics for this and what you need to do the basic simulation, okay? Next year, we'll spend a lot more time with this and getting a lot more creative with it, okay? So once again, you need to start a sketch. Okay, before we do that, I want to create a new component. This is something I learned because I'm actually taking a class on Fusion, but this is good practice. So this is going to be, name it. It's going to be base. Okay, so basically it's a part. It's a new component. You'll see what that means in a sec. Okay, but everything we do now is going to be a part of this, which is going to make it easier to go back and edit as we gain more and more components. Okay, so now we hit Create Sketch. We want to start from the XZ plane. Okay. The bottom plane, okay, because we're going to build up. Okay, so then the 2-point rectangle, and just click anywhere. Okay, click anywhere, drag out, and we want it to be 3. Okay, just go with me with that. But all you do is type 3 by 3, okay, and hit enter. Now let's say you weren't able to add those dimensions and you just clicked in some random sizes. You could come up here and click this dimension, sketch dimension, or you could type in D, and it brings up the sketch dimension tool. You click the line and drag out, and then you can enter 3. Okay, so you can still, you're not lost if you just drew it without adding dimensions. Okay, so then we're going to go in and we're going to constrain this around the origin. So we want it centered around the origin. So hit escape to get rid of the sketch dimension. Okay, and I love the horizontal vertical. So we're going to match this horizontally with the midpoint of this line. So you click the origin, hold shift, and then go along here until you're able to click the midpoint. Okay, so that exit. So you have to be holding shift to be able to click that. And once you click that, it moves it over. So now these are matched horizontally. And then now we want to match this vertically with the midpoint of this line. So we still got the horizontal and vertical constraint clicked. So click this. Okay, now go along here and click here, and bam, it's constrained there. Okay, so to give you an idea what this means, if we change this to 4, it's still going to stay centered around there. Change this to 4, it's still centered around there. Okay, so let's go back to 3. Okay, and that's an example of how to edit dimensions once you've already made them. Okay, so then now we're going to add the space for the actual skyscraper. So once again, just draw a rectangle. Okay, I want this 1.5 by 1.5. Okay. And then I want to, once again, constrain it around the origin. So click, shift, bam. Okay, click, shift, bam. Okay, now they're both centered. Okay, and then we're going to finish sketch. So we're going to actually make the 3D object. We're going to extrude, which takes a profile. It has to be a closed profile. We know this is closed by it's blue. Sometimes it's yellow. Okay, but if it wasn't closed, it wouldn't be blue, and we wouldn't be able to extrude it. But we're lucky. So we click this. Okay, and I'm going to bring this up 1.5. Okay, and now I'm going to teach you about parameters. Okay, this is where now our sketches. Okay, are our sketch. If we want to edit it, we double click here. Okay, if you want to edit your extrusion, you double click here. So this is the timeline. So every feature you make is down here. Then all your sketches, bodies, etc. are stored here. Okay, we want to set up parameters, and this will make more sense as we go along. But hit modify, and then come down to change parameters. Okay, and then all the dimensions, all the things we've done are already in here. Okay, and so we want to name the dimensions we've already made. Okay, so I'm going to make this D5, which is the width of the hole, base width, because that's going to be the base of our skyscraper, width of our skyscraper. Okay, and then now that's named, so we can use that in other dimensions. So if we say this is equal to base width, if we change this dimension, this is automatically going to update. Okay, but this is always going to be linked to this now. And now we want D3 and D4, which is the outer dimensions, to be base width times 2. Base width times 2. Okay, and to kind of show you how this works, if we make this now 2 or 3, okay, hit OK, okay, it updates our whole thing, okay, which is awesome. But we want to keep it at 1.5. So go to modify, change parameters, okay, and make it 1.5. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is now our base. Okay, so this is the end of our first video. Actually, before I end it, I want to show you that you can go back and edit things in here too. Okay, so if you zoom in, okay, this is the one that's not linked to all of them. So if I once again double click this and change it to 2, it's going to update all of them and then finish sketch. Okay, the one thing I also want to link is this. Okay, so instead of making this 1.5, I want it to be base width 2, and this is the extrusion, how much it goes up. Now that changes with this. Okay, so double click this to make this 1.5, and it changes everything back. Okay, hit save. You always want to do user saved. Okay, so now that's saved in the cloud here. Okay, so that's the end of this first part of the video. In the next video, we'll make a basic tubed skyscraper.